Hangout is on there live. So that said, this is week 9 of my journey learning Elm. A brief history is I decided that in order for me to basically be competitive within this web development market, and now you no longer need a formal degree from the university to basically compete for contracts or basically to get jobs. The marketplace is just very competitive, and so competitive that it's increasingly challenging to maintain the hourly rate, right? That's my belief system. So as a result, I decided to take massive and consistent action with emphasis on consistent. And so this is week 9 of my journey of learning Elm. Thus, I'm prejudiced against JavaScript, amongst other things. And so I decided to pick Elm because it is a technology or a programming language that basically removes the interaction from me as a developer from having to deal with JavaScript, right? So it kind of abstracts away the JavaScript chaos that I think most developers have to maintain. So that's the rationale behind me selecting Elm as a programming language. This is me getting into web development, and this is week 9 of my journey. Unfortunately, things are slowing down a little bit. I'm not able to maintain my, velocity is so agile, but I'm not able to, I find it struggling or challenging for me to maintain my rate of productivity on this specific project Nikeza, because I have other responsibilities as well. And I'm starting to realize how human I really am and how, sleep is important amongst having a social life and like just having a healthy life in general, right? So that said, I really didn't do too much since I published week 8 of my journey of learning L. If I share my desktop, come here, share my desktop. Come here. Yeah. All right, so I'm sharing my desktop, right? And so I could go ahead and launch Visual Studio Code, and here you go, Visual Studio Code. I'm already on this home.elm file. Go ahead and copy paste this Elm live command line instruction. Come here, Jill. And all right, so where do I start? This is Project Nikeza. Nikeza, basically, you look at this main page or landing page. You can import links to your articles, videos, and answers. You can set your featured links for other viewers to see. And also you can subscribe to new links from your favorite thought leaders, aka experts, right? This is down here, it's the Lambda Cartel, Pablo, Adam, Mitchell, and Odie. I'm at the top, right? Because I decided to put myself at the top. It's more of a, ego thing, right? I put myself at the forefront. Anyway, so this is Project Nikeza. Project Nikeza is essentially a gateway to people's content, whether it's video, podcast, question and answer forums, or just articles, blog posts. It is the gateway to that, where it is agnostic when it comes to the actual website or platform that content is on, right? Hence the World Wide Web. People can have their content pretty much distributed and also fragmented across the World Wide Web. The intent of Project Nikeza is to basically streamline the content that one produces so that it's not distributed across the World Wide Web. People can access it on one site, one platform, regardless of where it really is hosted at. And you can subscribe and get notified all through this gateway that we call Project Nikeza. Nikeza is based on functional first languages. So, functional first or purely functional languages. So the front end is done in Elm. Hence, I decided to pick up a new programming language called Elm, which I leveraged my the year and a half that I had of F sharp, and things pretty worked out. I solidified my functional programming foundation. Okay. So Elm is on the front end, F sharp is on the back end. Mitch has also used some JavaScript functional first something languages for I think he did the what did he do? I think he did the Stack Overflow integration for pulling in topics. These are topics right here, you know. So that's it, right? So that's Project Nikeza. I could test, sign in, yeah. And this recent is highlighted. These are the people that I am following. In this case, I'm only following one person, Pablo Rivera. And we see that there's some topics that he have, or there's some content that he has, some .NET Core podcasts, and some property-based testing answer, right? So like this property-based testing answer more likely will stem from a Stack Overflow type website. Yeah. So if I click on him today, or literally 15 minutes ago, I went ahead and wired up this back button right here. So Elm has a navigation package. So I pulled in that navigation package and I wired it up to this back button. So watch how this works. Yeah, it works. So I just hit the back button and it returns back. So I can close out that, which I already did. In case you're not familiar with this, we are talking about GitHub. Come here. Project Nikeza. And yeah, that's exactly what I just did, right? 25 minutes ago, I resolved that. And hold up. Actually, it was under issues. And then it was really closed issues because I closed this. How do I do this? Open issues. Oh, how do I filter close? Oh, close. So I did this one right here. Yeah, in which I was pointing to this back button. I said wire up back button image using Elm's navigation package, and that's what I just demonstrated. Okay. So yes, Project Nikeza is on GitHub, and you can see the client side and the server side, and that's pretty much it. So what else can I do? Yeah, that's not what I wanted to show. Yeah, so I could kill you right here. Yeah. And I could go back to this right here. In addition to that, there's portfolios. Oh yeah, so I went ahead and I learned how to use Elm's sort with function that basically is a function that takes a list. And from there, this is how I was able to basically sort the featured the featured links from ordinary links. You know, the featured links are highlighted in gray. And ordinary links, well, they don't have any decoration on them at all. All right. And so I learned how to do that. It was cool. There's a type called order within Elm's core library in which you pretty much write a function that takes two arguments because we're doing a compare. When you do a sort, in this case, I don't know what data structures, algorithms, specific algorithm was used, but in this case, the sort with function takes two generic parameters of the same type, and it returns a order type. And so basically, that's how I was able to do it. And basically, to demonstrate that, I think I threw that function in core. And where are you at? I think it was called like what was it? Called compare? Yeah, compare links. So this compare links is a function that I have. As I said, it takes, in this case, we take a link and we return an order. And these are I assume order is a discriminated union. I'm not sure how I could figure that out. If it is a discriminated union, then it has LT and LT, which is I assume less than, GT greater than, and I'm not sure what they have for equals, but that's it. All right. So if I go back to Nikeza, come here, and we could click on all the links. the intent, let me back up, is if you're a content provider, one is I think this site will basically be able to replace the resume if you really are an expert. And so the reason why we have, or the rationale behind why we have 5 links right here, hold up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the reason why we have 5 links that reflect actual content is because hopefully over time, when a potential client employer wants to figure what you're about based on you submitting a proposal for a job or an application for a job, I want Nikeza to basically replace the resume. I want the resume to be, gone are the days where we had a piece of paper that lied to you. All right. The real deal is proof is in the pudding. Go to someone's Nikeza / whatever their name is, and you'll see that they do know WPF, they do know Xamarin, they do know F Sharp, they do know Elm, they do know unit tests, right? So that's an intent. So hopefully when you go to this page, right, the portfolio of any arbitrary user, all this would be highlighted, because this is what you want to show off. So, which reminds me, there's probably a bug in here, because what if I have 100 links in here? Will it be guaranteed that if I had at least 5 feature links that they will all show up right here? So that's something that I actually need to test. That shouldn't be too hard. And same thing here. This stuff is sorted to the top, right? This is a bug, because this should really be checked for what is actually featured, right? It shouldn't be highlighted and not be checked off as featured. So that's on me. I got to fix that. These items that are not checked, well, they're not featured, right? In addition to that, well, let me go back. So here are your sources. Your sources are basically a platform and your username, right? That makes up a source. From there, you can import your links, right? So this is a way of leveraging automation to import your links that you already have on various platforms such as WordPress or YouTube or Stack Overflow. Yeah, okay. And when you import these links, it'll say how many links were actually imported, right? In addition to that, your profile is basically this right here: first name, last name, email address, and some bio. This is my bio. And of course, I don't think that's really going to persist. What happens if I do this? Yeah, okay. And so here's a link where you can, if you have some arbitrary link, maybe from a podcast that's on some arbitrary podcast, well, you could go ahead and say, my podcast on, I don't know, name something. We could say on software craftsmanship, okay? And then you could say, .NET Rocks /show 1215. And I don't know. Of course, that would have to be .NETRocks.com. Where's the dot? You put a dot in there, maybe you should have an HTTP. Yeah. /. Anyway, you put the URL in here, and then you can put in the topics that you cover. Maybe I want to talk about WPF. Maybe I also talked about Elm. That's a bug right there. I need to align that. And we can go ahead and add that. And there we go. Oh, yeah, we didn't select the platform. What happens when you do this? All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. There's some cleanup that I have to do on this link page. So yeah, I have something to do now, and I don't have to try to figure out the server side and try to figure out how to load a solution using Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio. So this gives me some work to do on here, and I'll probably create some issues, put on Nikeza or put it on GitHub. This should probably keep me busy for a day. In addition to that, you have your subscriptions. You can, this shows that I'm already following Pablo. I can click unfollow, you know. This shows followers, Mitchell and Odie, and this is the entire network of Nikeza, in which it shows the status of who I'm following and who I'm not. There's also a filter on here, you know, like do this Adam, you know. I could do this handsome guy called Scott. Yeah. But I didn't show up on here because I'm not in the list. So I removed myself from here, which is the right behavior. I could do Mitch. Yeah. I click on him. And all this stuff looks familiar, right? So anyway, that is it. Hit the back button, yo. And this is Project Nikeza, man. And let me go back to me. How do I go back to me? How do I go back to me? Stop presenting. And yeah, so this is Project Nikeza. This is all functional programming, you know, and this is trying to basically carve a path forward into getting people to reconsider the tools that they use to deliver solutions that are maintainable and sustainable. And I would like to say that we're taking charge, you know, we're taking the charge. So hit up Lambda Cartel, and they're doing awesome things. And that's it. They have a podcast and interesting stuff. I'm Scott Nimrod. What I do is I really do desktop application development. I do test automation, and I currently help out shops in which whatever legacy code that they have that have been basically, it's not maintainable at all. They go ahead and they call me. I come in there. I run some static analysis tools to figure out how much technical debt that they need to pay back. And I break that down into terms or language that business owners can understand. And then I let them decide first I decide if I can help them or not. If I can, I let them decide if they would like my help. And I mentor software developers so that they can be more awesome and more aware. And I try to lean shops into basically understanding what noise is within a system, understanding what distractions are within the system, and basically teach them how to remove those distractions, remove those noise, so you can just have a clear or clear enough signal where you could be in a happy development to develop in. And that's pretty much it, you know. So I'm Scott Nimrod. I'm out here in Miami Beach, Florida, by means of Cleveland, Ohio, but I can help you regardless of where you are. And in fact, if you're in another country, fly me in. I want to help. So that's it. Adios, te veo a ratito. Project Nikeza, Elm on the front end, F# on the back end. And I really, really, really want to launch this in 3 weeks, man. I'm tired of waiting, man. I want to launch this. I think we have enough content, or I think we have enough infrastructure in place. I really want to launch this. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make this happen. All right. So adios, te veo a ratito. I am out. Peace. Bye.